Hey, what's going on YouTube? Sin City Guns here. Today we're going to talk about hearing protection. I think like many of you, I have a long and sometimes painful history with hearing protection and trying to find the right thing, for me that works best for my applications. And I've definitely run the gamut on it. Probably started out with either the over-the-ear, just regular muffs, or the little foam, inserts and things like that, and kind of progressed over the years. After the foam inserts, I had gone to kind of some inserts like this, and I actually was still using these up until just a couple of months ago. I would still use these whenever I shot rifle. If I was shooting 3-gun or anything like that, or out, practicing, I would definitely wear ear protection like this, just because every time I would wear some muffs like this, when I went ahead and brought the rifle up to my cheek, these would sometimes hit, actually quite often hit, and it would break the seal around my ear. So that really didn't work for me for that application. So kind of went from the foam inserts, and then I progressed to some stuff like this, and then I had stumbled upon the electronic ear muffs. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with this. These ones are made by Howard Light. They're actually by Honeywell, and they're the Impact Sports. And yeah, I think Peltor makes a really good electronic one as well. These things are awesome. I mean, they work really well. I like it for the convenience factor. I can hear everything around me. I can have regular conversations, don't have to scream or anything like that. These actually amplify your hearing as well. I'm sure all you guys that are familiar with these, or any hunters or anything like that, that's a really cool feature. The coolest feature about these, I think, too, is you can plug in through this little jack here, this audio jack. You can plug in and listen to music, so you can plug it straight into your phone or whatever. When I'm out at the range by myself, I thought that was kind of cool. But like I said, these had their limitations, because every time I would get a good cheek wheel with my rifle, it would hit this and push these out of the way. And also in the summertime here in Vegas, having these around your head here, I mean, it would just sweat just like crazy, just pouring down. So I was looking for something else, and I had stumbled upon a couple of videos on YouTube about some in-ear custom hearing protection. And there's two main companies in the research that I found. There's this Sound Gear company, and then there's also Sport Ear. Sport Ear is awesome. They have some really high-end, really cool selections. But basically, both of them utilize hearing aid technology in these. And I had picked these up a couple of months ago, and I ran them for a little while, and I wanted to make sure I really liked them and get a really good feel for them before I did a unboxing / review on it. So I have been using these for a few months now, but I put it all back in the original box so you can see how it all comes. These things are not cheap. This particular pair, Sound Gear, has two options. They have one with preset settings, and then they have another with no preset settings. It's basically on or off. And the one with no presets are about $700, and the set with preset settings are about $1,200. And then the other company, Sport Ear, they have ones that range anywhere from $900 on up to $5,500. The ones that are $2,500 and up, or $2,000 and up, those are more geared towards people who also have significant hearing deficiencies. So they'll actually give you a hearing test, and they'll address those deficiencies in your hearing. So anybody that's been a long-time gun enthusiast, maybe ex-military, hunters for a long time, musicians, or anybody that has any type of hearing loss at all, they can address both your hearing loss and deficiencies, and then also the protection. So the way that these work are similar to the way that these work. Anything over a certain decibel gets muted down, and then obviously you can hear everything else. And then just like these, you can turn these up to amplify your hearing as well. And then you'll see up here, it's the 24 dB noise reduction rating. So everything is rated a little different. So we'll just go ahead and get into it. So they come in this box here. It's a very nice package, very nice presentation. And this is basically what you get here. So you get this nice little carrying case here, and inside the carrying case there's actually a little strap, and you can actually loop these through. Here's the units here. You can loop these through these little pull tabs here. So if you want this and you want to loop it around, loop it around your neck so you don't lose them, you can go ahead and do that. And then you also get a couple of packages of hearing aid batteries. And then you get these little cleaning sticks here. And these little cleaning sticks are meant to clean out all of the passages here so that you don't get any wax buildup. This is the portion that actually goes in your ear, so you can clean all that out. And then they do come with also, they come with this brush here. There's a cleaning brush here just for general cleaning and things like that. And then there is this little portion here so you can get in the little cracks and crevices and stuff like that. And then same thing up here. So it comes with all of that stuff there. And here's a look at the unit actually. And I have tape on here. You can actually customize these. You can have your name engraved on them. So I do have my name on here. That's why the tape is on there. But you can have them engraved with basically anything you want. That's actually no extra charge. It's included. So here's the units here. So the process goes a little something like this. So you're going to go and find an audio specialist, a hearing specialist locally that is a distributor for these. You can look up Sound Gear on their website and you can enter in your information and find somebody locally that does it. So you go in and you have to take an imprint of your ear, and they put this crazy foam stuff in your ear and they let it set up, and then that takes the imprint of your ear. And then they use that mold and they send it off to the factory, and then they go ahead and they make your custom fitted earpiece. Now, going back to the price, like I said, they're very expensive, but what I did was I called my insurance. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO, and I called them and found out my benefits for hearing aids. And since this does use hearing aid technology, it's all hearing aid circuit boards and things like that that are in there. You can actually see some of the inner workings inside there. But since this is hearing aid technology, if you have coverage for hearing aids or anything like that on your insurance, ready? They will pay for it. And I got these for free. So instead of costing me $1,200, they were absolutely free. So just make sure when you go to a specialist in your area, make sure that they can do all the paperwork. All I did was give them a copy of my insurance card, a copy of my driver's license, and they went ahead and did all the paperwork for me. It took a little while to get approved. It took probably about 2 weeks or so to get approved, but my insurance did approve it, and they went ahead and built these for me, and they sent them, and that's it. Didn't have to pay for them. So we'll just get into this really quick. I'll just give a brief overview. So there's a little button up top here. This little button here cycles through your modes. Your first mode is just a normal mode, and what that does is it allows you to hear regular voices around you. It filters out all of the loud decibels and things like that. The next mode is a high frequency mode, so it's going to cut out anything that's super high frequency. The next mode is a muted mode, so you can actually just mute it and it doesn't amplify anything, and all the sound and noise reduction you're getting is just from the seal of this being in your inner ear and your ear canal. Similar to if you just had a regular plug or something like that in your ear. And then there's also a phone setting, so you can click that, and then it'll put it on a setting if you're going to actually hold a phone up to your ear and talk. That way you won't get any feedback or interference or anything like that. And when you click on this, you hear in your ear, you hear a sound. So you'll hear a little beep. It'll beep once for setting 1. You'll hit it again. It'll beep twice for setting 2. For setting 3, it makes this kind of weird sound. It's like, and that's setting 3. And then when you hit it for setting 4, it beeps 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's how you know what setting you're in. This here is the battery compartment. And that's where you actually put the hearing aid battery there. And once you put it in, it go ahead and turns it on. Now that's the only complaint I have about this. There's actually no on and off button. There's no way to turn these off. When you're done using them, you actually have to take out the hearing aid battery every single time, which I think is kind of a pain, especially this is just all plastic. And I want to minimize the amount of times I have to open this because I don't want this to break. But unfortunately, that's just the way that they're designed. So that would be my only complaint about that. Here's the volume control here. When this is in your ear, this would be for your right ear here. When this is in your ear, you would just basically bring your finger up here. And when you rotate this knob forward, that turns the volume up. When you rotate the knob backwards, it turns the volume down. So what I typically do is I use the carrying case here, and I put these in the carrying case, and they got these little compartments here to kind of separate everything. Bear with me as I'm trying to do this behind the camera. So I put everything in the compartment here. I don't use the lanyard at all, but I take an extra battery pack here, and these battery packs that they give you are kind of cool. So you just kind of slide through, and that's how I know what batteries I'm using, because the fresh batteries I left the stickers on, and the 2 batteries that are in service are the ones without the sticker. So I put the batteries back in here when I'm done, and I kind of fold this up, and then I'll take one of these little cleaning rod kits with me, and the batteries go in here like this, and I'll just go ahead and zip the whole thing up, and then that comes with me in my gear bag. And yeah, it's a nice, very, very small, compact package. I still carry these in my bag as well. I still carry extra foam ones as well, and then I'll even carry these in my bag as well, just as backup or in case I want to give them to somebody. But I've been using these exclusively. So let's get into how they work. They're definitely very odd to get used to, even more so than something like this. This is a little bit more intuitive, and what I mean by that is I think because of the fact that this is around your whole ear, you don't get that, like, I want to say kind of like inner monologue. I want to say, like, if you plug your ears, you can hear your voice inside your head kind of muted, if you guys know what I'm talking about. With these, you don't really get that too much, and I think it's because your actual ear canal is not plugged up. With these, your ear canal is plugged up, and these will amplify the sound 10 times more than these will. So you really have to get the volume correct. So the first couple of days that I wore these, it was kind of odd, I'm not gonna lie. You know, it would plug up my ear canal, and I kind of had that. That inner monologue going, almost like if you're really, really stuffed up, you have, you know, flu, head cold, or something like that. You can always kind of hear that, you know, reverberation inside your head. So I was kind of hearing that a little bit, but no complaint on how they actually perform. They muffle the loud sounds, no problem. It's not painful at all. The 24 dB noise reduction is definitely enough for me. Now, I will say I was at a 3-gun match last weekend, and you know, some of the compensators that some of us run out there, and mine's probably the same way, but when you're not shooting the gun, obviously that concussion is just huge, and you can really, really hear it, especially if you're you know, scoring the match and you're standing right to the side of the shooter, or, you know, behind the shooter in close proximity. So I actually did still throw these on over my ears for some shooters. I know which guys have like those crazy comps that are just super loud. So I did keep these handy, and I threw those on over my ears. But when I was actually shooting, or for, you know, 75% of the shooters out there when they were shooting, just these in my ear was totally fine. It's very easy to cycle through the modes. It does take some getting used to indexing and finding this volume knob when it's in your ear. So what I got in the habit of doing is just kind of feeling the bottom of my ear, feeling for this little tab here, and then right above that is the volume knob. But when you get the volume set correctly, you can basically get it to wherever your normal hearing is, if that makes sense. So I try and find that happy medium where it's not amplified, but it's also not muted, and it's a very, very fine line. But when you find that, these things are amazing. They're absolutely, absolutely amazing. And after getting used to it, that inner monologue, that inner reverberation voice, you know, kind of phenomenon goes away. I think you just have to get used to it, and these things are just absolutely, absolutely awesome. It's a great fit. Obviously, you know, it's a custom fit. They do that mold and everything. So I really, really can't recommend these enough. I'm gonna actually try and get a pair of the sport ears as well. There's a couple of different styles of the sport ears, and I'm gonna try and get one of the mid-range priced sport ears. Unfortunately, my insurance, the way that my insurance works, I cannot use this benefit again. So this was kind of my one set of preventative hearing protection as far as my Blue Cross PPO goes. So the next set, if I do get another set from Sport Ear, I am gonna have to pay for them. But these are awesome. I highly, highly recommend them. Check them out. If you do have prior approval from your insurance, or if you're paying cash, these things can be ready in as little as 5 to 7 business days. So they do a really, really quick turnaround. So there they are. These are the custom, the total custom, and then I think the ones that don't have the little settings on them, the 4 different settings, I think those are called semi-customs, or maybe standards. But I would definitely recommend these sound gears. Honestly, I don't know if I would go this route unless you're getting the insurance to pay for it. I don't think those settings really matter. As far as I understand, the normal ones that don't have this, they're just always in the normal setting. I guess if you're going to talk on the phone or something, or maybe if you're not getting these for recreational use, if you work in a machine shop or something like that, and maybe you're a foreman, might have to take phone calls or something, then that would definitely make sense. But definitely call your insurance and check it out, because I was pleasantly surprised that I did not have to plop $1,200 down for these things. They do come in all different colors. You can choose the color of this here. I think you have 3 choices. You can choose white, black, or you can also choose this skin tone type shade. And then you can choose between clear, blue, red, and I think black are the actual colors you can choose for the actual body of it. But there they are. Sound gear, high definition, custom hearing protection, and I can't recommend them enough. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and please comment in the comment section, and I'll be sure to respond. Thanks for watching. You guys shoot straight. Sin City Guns.